Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, and it's Saturday once again, time for our catalog copycat cards. I can't believe it's Saturday, honestly. This week just absolutely flew by. So, wanted to give away the project that I made last weekend, and it was this really stunning card that features the Peaceful Cabin stamp set and the Cabin dies. Now already the stamp set has sold out, so we can no longer get that. The dies are still available, but that just goes to prove if we see what we like in that catalog, and once it goes on the retiring list, it's really important to go ahead and order that right away before it's gone. So unfortunately that is gone, but I can still give away this beautiful card, and we use the cork paper on the background. I cut out a couple of circles. This is the white velveteen paper. This is the brushed foil paper. And then I just used the white cardstock along with the, I think it was the soft suede ink. I did all the stamping, and then I did the die cutting with those amazing dies, and then added these the wolf pack here. I guess those are wolves walking by the cabin. So it's an adorable card. It was a little bit labor intensive, but absolutely stunning. So I want to thank everybody who commented on Facebook and on YouTube. I really appreciate your comments. So let's go ahead and pick our winner. And our winner this time is Barb. Oh my goodness, that's my mom, and she commented how much she loved this card and how she really wanted to win it. So Barb, you got your wish. So I will mail that to you, and I hope you enjoy it. So today's card comes from our mini catalog. We're in our final days. We just have about 3.5 weeks or so left of this mini catalog. And again, the retired list has come out, so we know what is retiring and what will be going away forever. And I wanted to feature the Blackberry Beauty Suite this time. And we always see all the beautiful pictures of the products that, or the samples that we can recreate that are on the page. But I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. In the back of every catalog, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Stampin' Up!, I don't remember how many catalogs ago, but what they did is they created a bundle index. And what this is always in the very back. And of course we get the bundled savings. We always get a 10% discount if ordering the stamp set with the coordinating die set or the stamp set with the coordinating punch. So what they did is they put these all in the back of the catalog. I don't really think they're alphabetized. I think they are, looks like they are pictured by page number, okay? So it pictures the die set, and then also there is another project. So the project they feature back here are not pictured along with the products in the front of the catalog. So it's just another extra bonus project that we can make with that particular bundle. So it's a really good resource. So you can see every single one is pictured here. It gives the page number. It tells which stamp set it coordinates with. This is the photo of the dies, and then of course the picture of the project. So I was looking through my catalog, and because I love that Beauty of Tomorrow bundle so much, and I'm very sad it is retiring, so I found the picture here of this project, and I thought, oh, that is so pretty. I'm going to duplicate that one today. So we're on page 69. We're going to use the Beauty of Tomorrow bundle, which is all featured here on pages 44 and 45. So it had this gorgeous paper, which sold out immediately and went on back order, and now it's unfortunately no longer available. So the stamp set, the dies, retiring, the ephemera kit, retiring, and I believe it's completely sold out. The gold vellum shimmer, the shimmer vellum, I believe that is definitely retiring. I'm not sure if it's still available. The product that is carrying over is this really pretty gold shimmer ribbon. Okay, so let me show you what the stamp set and dies look like. I checked inventory this morning, and there is still availability. So if you love this, I recommend that you order it right away because there's no guarantee it'll be here tomorrow. This is a red rubber stamp set, and there are 9 different stamps in this one. And then the coordinating dies are amazing. This really large one makes this super pretty leafy cutout. And then this die coordinates with this stamp right here. And then this die coordinates with this stamp. And then there's kind of like a blotch, some really pretty sentiments. And there is a bird. There's a die that matches the bird. And then there are all these little leaves. So we can cut out lots of leaves all in one fell swoop. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with our project. I'm going to pull out the dies that we need today. We're going to use these 2 and also this really large one. So let's get things ready. And then our stamps, we are going to use, let me get my catalog ready here so I can watch what I'm doing and copy the sample. And by the way, being a demonstrator, I have access to an online resource which has every single catalog and every single project in every catalog and a listing of all of the products that are used on that project. So if anybody ever wanted to know, for example, what is involved with making this card, I can look it up by page and know what designer paper they used, the stamp set, the dies, the ink colors, all the embellishments, everything. So it's a really nice perk of being a demonstrator. So if I can ever help anybody with that, be sure to let me know. I'm going to keep my catalog over here today. All right, and then our products that we need are, our dimensionals and our green glue, or any adhesive that you like. We're going to use our champagne rhinestones, which these are really pretty. They're kind of like a peachy, orangey, gold kind of a color. Really pretty. They've been around in the annual catalog for quite a few years. We need our Take Your Pick tool. We need a pretty ribbon. This one called for the bumblebee gingham, which I happen to have. So that's a really pretty thin ribbon. And then we have bumblebee ink, and we have cinnamon cider ink, and we have Calypso Coral ink. So those are our 3. And by the way, this is a brand new ink pad. There is nothing like a brand new ink pad. Look at how pretty that is. I'm slowly replacing some of my older ink pads, so the colors are still the same, but it's the new style with the firm foam and the new style of packaging. And then our stamps, we're going to use this one as well as this one. These will both be die cut. And then our sentiment is very pretty. It says some people are just likable, which is really a fun saying. And then there's this thing which says the changing of leaves reminds us that new wonders are just around the corner. So again, this is a really beautiful set to use with fall colors, but I can just picture it with using some of these for a springtime card, which would be really pretty. So just changing up the colors can certainly easily change up the look of the card or the project. And then our base, this time we're using crumb cake, so that's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then we are going to die cut on, this is our mint macaron, so I'm going to die cut that for you. And then we need a piece of crumb cake. I can't remember the dimensions here. I just kind of eyeballed it when I look on the project in the catalog. So about 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So just a scrap that's going to be stamped on. And then we need a small scrap of our basic white, and we're going to stamp our flower on that one. And then our fern is going to be stamped on this one. And our sentiment, a little piece, it's probably about 3/4 by about 3 3/4 or 4 inches or so. And then we also need this stamp, which we are going to stamp with the cinnamon cider ink onto this piece. Oh, and we need a piece of our designer paper. So this little piece comes from the Harvest Meadow collection. This is so pretty. Obviously came out in this catalog, so I don't have too much left, but you can see all the beautiful fallish colors that go together in here. And this happens to be one of my favorite pieces and designs in the package. So this is Harvest Meadow. It was still in stock as of this morning, and it's just $11.50 for 12 pieces of 12 by 12. So it's a very economical purchase. Okay, let's start out with our stamping. I'm going to put all these other items on the side here, out of my way. And so I think the first thing we will do is we're going to take a piece of scrap paper and put that under, because I'm going to be stamping off the words that are part of the stamp. And I'm using cinnamon cider ink. And we're just going to stamp. Obviously, the stamp is smaller than the paper, so what we need to do is just kind of start maybe like in the middle. I'm going to just do kind of half, and it's just words, so we're going to randomly stamp that, because most of it will be covered, but it does add just the nicest little bit of background, so kind of like making a piece of designer series paper. And then we'll go down in this corner. So it's really not meant to be red, but just an embellishment for the background. All right, and then the next thing we need to do is to stamp our sentiment. And for this, we're using Calypso Coral. My paper has a little bit of a notch on the end there. There we go. So Calypso Coral, again, that brand new ink pad is awesome. It's going to be nice and juicy. I'm just gently touching on it a few times, and then that will get stamped a little bit off to the right, because we want to notch the corner on the left. I have my chamois ready here to clean off all the ink. I forgot to clean this one. All right, and then we're going to switch over. Oh, actually, while I have this ink open, we need our little piece of white paper. And where did our white paper go to? I've lost it. Let's see. Oh, here it is, right here, under the stamp. Duh. All right, so that we're going to stamp this cute flower right in the middle here. Oh, that's pretty. I love that Calypso Coral ink. All right, and then we're going to move on to our bumblebee. So we're stamping the fern in the bumblebee ink. So just a few taps. We never want to mush it into the pad. We just want to tap it. And then we give it a firm press. We don't want to rock. And then lift. So pretty. I love that. All right. So I'm going to give those just a second to dry, and then I'm going to bring in my die cutting and embossing machine and do the cutting on camera today. So let's get that in the picture here. All right, so these are the two that we need to cut out. We'll do those first. And I just got a brand new set of cutting plates. And anyone who does a lot of die cutting knows that this is what they usually look like. I do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cuts. And so my plates get very much abused. So here's a beautiful new plate. Ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? It's the little things, right? And our plates are just $11 for a set, so treat yourself. All right, let's go ahead and do our die cutting here. So I have my base plate and my shim, and then I'm going to place my clear cutting plate. I hope I have this under the camera properly. And then I'm going to place my die, which is the exact die to fit over the fern that I stamped. And I'm also going to add a Post-it note just to help keep it in place. And I like to put my sticky note over my die and my paper and the cutting plate, so it keeps it very secure. Now the other tip is that if for those who owned a Big Shot, the former cutting machine that we had, the magnetic plate does fit in the new machine. Okay. All right, so here's how it looks on my surface. So I've got my die, I've got these in place with my sticky notes. All right, and then we're going to place one of our cutting plates over, and then we're going to run this through. Okay, so just one swipe through there is all we need. And then you can see this die cuts. Oh, look how pretty. It adds just a little bit of white all the way around, so it's so pretty. I love how these cut out. All right, and then the same with this one. There we go. It stayed nice and straight, so looks beautiful. All right, and then we are going to die cut this on our soft seafoam, or sorry, I meant macaron paper. So this I'm just going to place. It doesn't have to be, we're going to trim this down basically. So it's okay that my paper is just a little bit smaller than the die itself. So I'll get the top part for sure and the sides. All right, and then our die cutting machine, we can crank it in either direction. So left-handed, right-handed, doesn't matter. I'm just cranking it in the other direction. And this die is very large, so you can see I'm struggling a little bit because we want to make sure that we get that through. And then I'm going to run it through a second time. All right, just want to make sure that it die cut all the way through. And then, yes, we can see on the back side, that looks great. So let me pull this out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in my die brush. So this is our Take Your Pick tool, and the die brush accessory is a separate purchase, but it includes the brush and also the foam mat. So this just screws right onto our Take Your Pick tool. And then all we have to do is brush it over our die cut, right over the metal. And that's going to loosen all those pieces. Okay, there we go. And there is our die cut. Look how pretty this is. Wow, that is so pretty. Okay, and then if any little pieces remain, we want to take the other end of our Take Your Pick tool. We have the piercer end here, and just kind of pop those through. All right, that looks great. Okay, I think that we are ready to assemble. So let's pull in all of our pieces here. All right, so our first step is to use our dimensionals. I don't recall if I mentioned that at the beginning. We just need a couple of these. And I like to put 5 so that middle part doesn't cave in. Okay, and that's going to go offset a little bit, kind of down in the corner. I see my corner of my paper is a little bit mushed there, so I'm just going to flip it over. So that'll show on the back, won't show on the front. Okay, so that's kind of offset, a little bit lower to the corner, a little bit offset to the right. And then the next step is we're going to cut down this piece a little bit. So the way to do this is to just take a scissor, and we can cut off or leave on as much as we want. I'm just going to kind of round that edge and just kind of snip. Most of this will be covered. We could certainly leave the whole thing. It's a little big. It would cover most of the card, so I think that's why it was cut down in the sample. And then we'll cut off this one. Okay, and then Looks like down here, we'll cut off this one. And then one more right here. And one more right here. Okay. I'm just kind of rounding my scissor just to give it a little bit of a round edge. So, oh, I missed one. Let's see. Okay, here's the last one. There we go. Okay, so this I can keep and use on another project, of course. So look how pretty. And then we're just going to use this piece. And that's going to get attached with, I think I'll just use my green glue for this one. And I do want to have a little bit of that kind of popping up, so I won't put any adhesive under that part there that's going to be elevated. So I'm just using little glue dots, little drops of the glue. Nice and easy. Okay, and then that will get laid like so, kind of on an angle. Okay, and then the next step is to attach our yellow fern. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of our green glue. And that goes right about here. And then our red flowers. And those go right in the center. So that looks good, like that. And then we're going to attach our piece of designer paper. And I think I'm going to use some my Seal Plus for this, just so it stays down secure. Oh, darn. Okay, sometimes that happens with the seal. It's super sticky and strong. So we just have to be really careful when we get it started on the paper, because it can just pull it right up. All right, and I left the ends unglued, so this goes right up against the edge on the far right. So I'm lining that up like completely even with the right hand side. And then the next step is our gingham ribbon. So our gingham is going to go from the far right over, and we're going to cut off just a little extra. There we go. So it's going to hang over just a little bit. And I think I'll use, for this, I think I will use my green glue. So I'm just going to put a line of glue on my paper. And then lay that right on it. And the glue allows a little bit of wiggle room before it completely sets, so I can adjust that. Get it nice and straight. There we go. And I think what I'm going to do is, now that I see this, I'm going to put a dimensional under this end just to elevate it a little bit and keep it flat. Okay, that looks good. And then our sentiment, they did a little bit of a notch. So to make a notch, we want to make a small cut, a vertical cut, and then from each corner, we take our scissor and meet that cut in the middle. Okay, that looks nice. And then that is going to get attached. So I'm just going to use a little green glue. Nice and easy. And I want part of the ribbon to show. There. Oh, that looks so cute. I probably could have lifted up my flowers a little more. Let's see if I can pull that off without making a mess here, because most of it got hidden. There we go. Okay. All right, and then this will go over the front. So pretty. There we go. And I'll line everything up on the right-hand side so it's all in line with the card edge. And then our last step is to pop on a few of these champagne rhinestones. I'm obviously very low on these, so I'll need to order more. They're a very pretty embellishment. Just the right color. They pick up oranges, they pick up yellows, they pick up red, and add just a little tiny bit of sparkle. And maybe, let's see, how about one right there? And then maybe one right there. There we go. Okay, wow, that's so pretty. I wish you could see it in person. And then our final step is to fold down our edge, our scored edge. And there we go. Wow, that's so pretty. So let's bring in the catalog here. So there's the catalog card, and there's my version. So pretty. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a chance at winning this card, then please do leave a comment on Facebook and YouTube. Also, if you can share my video, that would be awesome as well with all your friends. So, all right, everybody, well, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.